Hey, what's going on, guys? I've been having an interesting discussion in my Facebook group around this whole thought process of employee mindset. And I know, for me, starting out, it's been wild because I didn't understand I had an employee mindset until I was well into the game of running a business, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't scale or why I couldn't grow faster or why I couldn't do more. And it really came down to these whole thought processes I grew up in. I heard things growing up like, if it has to be, it's up to me. If you want it done it right, do it yourself. And, I kept hearing those things and having those thoughts run through my head. And so I really thought a lot of my business success was going to come from, me doing all of the work. And uh, because I had to get it right and do all the right stuff. And it's interesting because what I've found is in doing all that stuff, all I created was a job for myself and not a company. And it was really hard to transition from 20 years being an employee to the business owner mindset. And thank God I found podcasting. And for me, the reason podcasting, and I love telling people save my business, really comes down to the simple fact that it gave me processes, it gave me procedures, it gave me systems, it gave me a business development process, which is so funny for me to say, man. I spent 20 years in the sales game and running my own business. I couldn't figure out my own business development process. It was wild. I mean, how do you spend a career in sales and not know how to do sales really for your own business? So, it's been fun, and the reason podcasting, showed me all that is, I've been interviewing some of the top names in the world, for over a year now. And a couple of things I learned quickly, you can't run a, mom and pop style shop and be interviewing these big names. You need to be running a successful practice. So I had to figure out scheduling systems. I had to figure out automation systems. I had to figure out, social systems. I had to figure out, how do I reach out to these people and start conversations? I had to figure out, you know, what's the process to get them in? How do I record? How do I edit? I had to, go through all of these things, to figure out just how to get the guest on the show, and then flip it. I had to then turn around and figure out how to market everything. So, which came to editing the show, doing transcriptions, writing blog posts, creating social graphics, and all the things that go into making a successful show. And it was quickly apparent that there was no way in hell I could do this all myself, that I needed to start putting teams and assets in place. And that's, really what I did was start, employing multitude of different people to help me get this, ship running and moving forward. And the interesting thing is, in now having to work with outside vendors and everything else, now I had to create a system and processes to work with all these people. And it's really came down to how I was able to shift from the employee to, the business owner, was really simply a matter of finding people who had a passion for something I needed done. So like transcriptions, or, editing, or graphic design, or production, social media, whatever, and employing them to help me do the things that I didn't want to be doing in my business. And now, don't get me wrong, man. There's some fun in creating all the social stuff and everything else. I mean, I still handle 90% of my own social posting and conversations and everything. But it's learning to surround yourself with people. And I know everybody says surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, but I really want you to surround yourself with people that geek out on the stuff, right? Geek out on somebody who's like if you're doing a podcast, geek out on somebody who's an audio engineer. If you're struggling with social media, hang out with somebody who geeks out in social media. If you're doing a podcast, hang out with somebody who geeks out in podcasting. And the reason I say that is because they're going to have such a passion for it that they're constantly inundated. They're constantly in it. They're constantly researching and doing it and asking questions. And, that allows you as a business owner to step back and, play big picture person where you need to be, and helping guide where everything goes. It doesn't mean you're removed from those activities. It just means you're not the person doing. You're the person guiding, suggesting, moving, and pointing in the right direction. And the right people will help you find that balance of pushback, that they say, hey, look, this, I know we got to go this direction. This is what I'm really, really good at, and you get that cool balance of working with all these vendors and stuff. So break out of that employee mindset. Don't create a job for yourself. Partner up and find the right people that can help you grow and succeed. Hope this helps you out, guys. Talk soon. Later.